All right, we're back at it again. So, full disclosure, I did play one mission while off camera, and the reason why I did that was testing mods. I installed a handful of other mods. Nothing big, just I installed maybe like 10 or so new classes. In fact, I've installed so many classes that I'm not sure if the district buildings work anymore. I think they still work. It just, but the description for those buildings are bugged out. I'm gonna just assume that they work, because I feel like people would like make it common knowledge that if you install too many mods, like buildings will stop working. So, I don't think that's the case at all. Because I think what simple. And by the way, let me actually show you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. The training ring and Athenium lost their tooltip, but I'm 99% sure that's just because I have too many heroes, and that's not a problem. I don't think it's actually gonna prevent that building from functioning when I build it. Okay, enough talking. Forgot what All Saints Day does. Oh yeah, these guys are not prepared to fight a boss yet, so let's go in the weld. Yes, but the main thing is I installed a mod that made it so I am given more space to hold items, sort of. Loot items will stack more now. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to kind of snap up the game, get to go a little faster, you know? I'm not too worried about that.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
I torch!
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
So you'll also notice that I brought the itinerant cook and the exorcist, because I really, well, it's not that the itinerant cook is bad, it's just I never really know how to work her. Giggity. I think the deal is that she's like a blight assigner, and also she's a healer.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
And she already has rabies. Yeah, holy shit. That surprise round destroyed me. Oh, it doesn't heal her.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Right. That's right. The finishing her heal, it will
Back
put a
to the
blight
pit.
on all the enemies. Now I remember. I still haven't had my coffee, so I'm not that animated yet.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Well, I'm in the process of having my coffee.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
This expedition at least promises success.
Delicious zombie dog bits.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Oh no. This is awful. She's totally gonna die to poison. This isn't good. We're gonna lose this cook.
Executed with impunity. A death by inches. Their formation is broken. Maintain
Okay.
the offensive.
The Altered Aurelia. Is this something new they added? I feel like this is new, because this wasn't anything you could like use anymore. Bane's on fire. The Gallows Tree. So this is a mini boss that I downloaded. Ooh, are you gonna get hung? No, you're marked. Okay. not sure what just happened. This Eldritch or yes it is. Alright, yeah, take your 2 damage, motherfucker. Ooh, it bleeds. Uh-oh. I kind of need my leopard to kill it. By the way, I'm terrified of this thing because I feel like it's gonna disable my guys. Ah! We're in so much trouble. The Gallows Tree doesn't actually seem to be that tough, but it's still annoying me. Mark that thing. Alright, now we're damaging it. And now, problems begin. Can you not hurt her while she's cooking? Thank you. Wait, is this thing healing? I think it might be healing. I feel like it had more damage on it a second ago.
Unbalanced.
Oh, Leech Root. Okay, that's right. It has a
As
move
life
called Leech
ebbs,
Root.
Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
I am in so much trouble right now. Ah, and I keep missing. See, that's why I'm in trouble.
Injury and despondence set the stage for
Oh
heroism.
man, I am
or
shuddering
cowardice.
in anticipation. I do not know. Okay, alright, Salamander's back in it. Let's just hope that keeps, let's hope that keeps the cook back in it.
Teetering on the brink.
We might lose our
facing the
exorcist,
abyss.
which isn't ultimately that bad. We're gonna have to take the heal. Oh man, I knew this thing. Anything called the Gallows Tree, you know, is gonna just mess you up. I don't think I can actually kill this thing. I'm getting close, but I don't think I have the right party to just do the raw damage I need to actually eat this thing right now. Oh, a stun. Oh wow, it healed 7. Ouch. Damage mod on. Oh no, this does more damage. Well, I mean, I keep rolling terribly on my damage, but...
And now the true test. Hold fast or expire.
Uh-oh.
struck.
Yay! You did it! You hit with A attack!
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
Whoops. Oh man. Big numbers. Big numbers. Where are the big numbers? Not here. Oh no, another stun on the leper. Ah. I think we have to start running. Yeah, we have to start running. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get anything out of this.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
Oh boy. Okay, well the gallows tree
Ignorance
kicked
of
our
your
ass.
enemy and of yourself will invariably lead to defeat. All the decadent horrors I have seen pale in comparison to that final, crowning thing. I could not look, nor could I look away.
Alright, here's the Viavad, which is apparently like, it's another one of those transforming classes that is like part man, part monster, only this one's all about vampirism and stuff. Alright, well shit, we lost our... Who did we lose? Oh yeah, we lost the Exorcist, which is okay because he wasn't that good at his job. Hey, here's some new classes. The Slayer. The Rescuer.
Always be on guard. The hazards of life and battle can fell a careless hero.
Alright, so the Slayer is... At first I thought it was going to just be some like really OP gunman class, but he's got like a flash chainsaw and stuff like that. Like he's weird, but he's not like OP and such. Like look at this. He has no dodge rating at all. So I'm actually not too worried about bringing this guy because he's nowhere near as OP as I thought he was. And then we have the Rescuer, who appears to basically just be another Houndmaster, but this one's focused on healing. Like tonic mix, that's pretty powerful. Release laughing gas. Herding tactics is like the really interesting one that I like. In general, I like moves that like that. You know what? I think I'm gonna trade out. Whoops.
The campaign can wait. For now,
Okay.
carnage calls.
And also, let's not forget the Philomath. He's like a... Oh, she, I'm sorry, is a, like, eldritch scholar of some kind. Sundering Ash. Alright, you're a back row person. Okay. I like that. Into the glade. Yeah, we're going back. Wait. Let's Oh, that's what happened. The rabies made her less likely to hit. I was wondering about that. I mean, what's your damage potential? That's not bad. Breaks guard. Okay. Breakdown. So do they just spit hot fire, or like what's the? Because it's a breakdown. Get it? Sleep is coming. What? That seems bad. So do I have anybody that really like does lots of bleed? That's the kind of guy I need here. Alright, let's turn on easy mode for a second here. That's right, he only has all that. That's right. Alright. That, in theory, should be good. If we run into that, that thing again. Do you do bleed? Yes, you do. And you're also good at killing spiders. Also, you're gonna notice that there are a couple heroes that are really good at killing spiders, and that's because there's a mod that, in case for some reason you hated the basic monsters of the game and you wanted them all to be spiders, there's a mod for that replaces almost every monster with spiders. And I think it's not that fun of a mod because the spiders are way too overweighted and appear way too often, and it really kind of... I played with the spider mod for a while, didn't like it. Because I thought it was just going to add more monsters, but it felt like all it did was replace the monster. When I know all it is really adding monsters. It's just, it felt like there was no other monster in the game that was annoying. Okay, so what I'm noticing here is that I might actually have a good chance now. Because now I have like 3 different characters with bleed. Let us go back into the weld. And, oh, I hope we run into that monster again. Oh, that's funny. I have laudanum. Alright, we're at the point where we have almost no real resources. Our gold is dangerously low, so we can't keep fucking up.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Yay! I like poisonous sap. Let's leave it.
Nature herself.
I was even like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't bring a shovel, but
with misintent.
I don't know why I thought that was gonna work. So these guys are all weak to bleed. That's something to keep in mind. Whoa, that was cool. Bork, bork. Yeah, these are light artillery people. Doggy. Oh, that's right. These guys do mark attacks. They're Markipliers.
The
There you
fiend
go.
falls.
Oh no, that moved him.
Blossoms.
Oh, that's right. It's a back attack. That's not good. Max.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
See, the leper is really powerful, so I'm not all too
Seize this
worried.
momentum. Push on to the task's
I'm
end.
not liking that I'm blighted, though. What do we got? Good stuff, actually. Oh, that's
Cruel
unfortunate.
machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Into the dark and the deep. Alright. Start beating the crap out of the flagellant. Oh, that's right, I didn't move my person. Oh, that's not good. Move Doge Boy in there. There we go. Oh, they're really lucky.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Green like rotting flesh.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Surprised. Wow, that's some good luck. Do I still get the... Yeah, I do. Okay. At least it still gives me repos. Oh, that's right. It's only a stress heal. Or a stress attack. That's right.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. The abyss returns even the boldest gaze. Ghoulish horrors brought low and driven into the mud.
Drink some laudanum. There you go. Alright, we're getting there. Got a plague doctor's item. That's pretty good too. Yeah. See, we're getting really good mobs right now. I like how bad these mobs are. They're not. These guys aren't in trouble at all. Because we're gonna just put bleed after bleed on them if we hit them. That is the question. Do we hit them? I'm a rescuer. I aid those in need. Uh-oh. Go back where you're supposed to be. There you go.
Her death by inches. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Continue the onslaught. Destroy
The blood.
them all.
Blood. Blood. So, will it make me fight that tree again? I don't think so. I think it might have just been a random mini-boss and I was unlucky.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
Yeah! Dismiss, dismiss, dismiss. Oh, wow. Oh, they're trying to stress out my Philomath. Oh no.
Madness, our old friend.
Yeah.
A momentary abatement.
Oh wow.
Festering fear.
She's
consumes
stealth
the mind.
instead of being healed. That's funny.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Did we not take the curio? Oh no, we didn't.
The horror.
Away we go.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.
Sear syndrome.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
What's awesome is Dismas is level 3 now. That's great. Alright, let's what do we got? Ooh, a steel driver!
Lone survivor of the comet. He is infused with reflective shards and cursed to feel the agony of the cold, infinite void.
Alright, I feel like the editing on that used to be a lot worse. Just saying.
Tortured and reclusive. This man is more dangerous than he seems.
Okay. I know we just started, but I already need to use the restroom. gajillion of you are ready for more Darkest Dungeon. Oh yes, all 59 majillion thousand of you in the chat. To be fair, there is actually an achievement for trying to do the Darkest Dungeon with all level zeros, but that's something where I think I'm gonna just make a new save and then do it, like not even risk the failed Darkest Dungeon run, because I seem to remember bad things happen if you don't do the Darkest Dungeon correctly. The Laughing Saguri. Oh, I get it. Okay, so it would make you move all the way back to the... Okay, so it basically makes him a back row attacker. That's interesting. Alright, so we're still really low in resources. And also, I researched it. This is in fact the way it's supposed to look. It's supposed to say ID .01C. It's the gimmick is it's supposed to be like an archaeological collection. That I didn't really understand that the first time I saw it, but that's the commentary there. And the Steel Driver is also someone I want to level up. I'm gonna give him that so that if he were to get knocked back, he would have an ability to move forward and still attack. I think that'll help. And it's also worth noting that Steel Drivers are interesting because they're able to hurt themselves to produce shards. They don't produce that many shards, unfortunately, but it's worth noting. That's true. Now I'm trying to remember like what can hurt a necromancer. My flagellant has a lot of stress on him. Oh, that's right. I also have to do that. Hold on, I need to quickly find out what I actually want to use here. I can't remember what they're weak against. Oh, both of them work. Alright. Oh, that's right. The Necromancer's the first boss, so they throw you an easy ball. That's right. In that case... Okay. Okay, I understand. Let's not say we did. Do I still have like a rifleman of some kind? No. I attack from the back row? Alright. Down, down to the deep. Oh wow, you get to keep the Saint Bernard brandy. That's awesome. Wow. That makes the rescuer kind of OP because you get to actually keep their special item. Wow.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat?
I mean...
A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
Alright. Next room. Nothing. Stale hit. Monsters.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Madness. Yeah, I'm not gonna bleed any of these creatures. I mostly just brought this for the boss. Aw.
Executed with impunity.
Because the way the flagellant's gonna die is by a heart attack. There's no way you can stop that beast.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Very good. Voices. That's where these boss battles get difficult.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Not knowing where to find our quarry. Uh-oh. Madness.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply. Well struck. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Oh, we're doing good. Might not look it at the moment, but we're
Back
doing good.
to the pit.
What I'm really hoping for is a scouting check. That would be nice.
Continue the onslaught.
If we get a scouting check
Destroy
after this
them
battle, we're gonna be sitting
all.
pretty.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Get some light. Uh-oh, no scouting check. It's not worth the food, so let's just keep moving. Uh-oh. That's gonna happen. Into the glade.
Inspiration and improvement.
Yeah.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
The tall man is always like what annoys me the most. So I'm very happy I got rid of those two enemies.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
May or may not be it. Okay. I'm gonna try and get back to the T section before I rest. Try and get there. But I of course have to check this way because this is where the boss is gonna be if I don't look. I actually don't know if that's true, but we'll see. That's just kind of how RNG works sometimes, you know, is
Another one falls.
sometimes you'll do 4 damage, sometimes you'll do 30 damage, and then you'll be like, why didn't you do that against the boss earlier? And he'll be like, oh, well, I didn't feel like it.
Blood quickens.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. This expedition at least promises success.
Butts. Hey. This is a pretty softball encounter.
Be gone, fiend.
Very softball indeed. Oh. Okay.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Wow. That was worth less than the key. Wow. Bummer, dude. Now we're gonna rest. If one of these 3 rooms isn't the necromancer, I'm gonna be so angry.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Ooh. Okay, well that didn't work. Rest. Pain is the light song, and agony is his blessing. It's true.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
And hope that certain doom doesn't await me. Oh, he's gonna have a heart attack. Don't worry. I see it coming. Not here for you. Yeah. Good shot. Uh-oh.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
There we go.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Fortunately, I didn't have a key. I bet that isn't the fight. Oh. That's nice. I didn't know that was a combo. Like giant chunks of gold. Better be it. No! Oh, wait, that's right. One more room. Okay, oh, thank God. I was going to have to consume the flesh of all who stand in my way. This is going to be a really hard fight? No, these guys are pretty easy. Oh, well, except for that part. Alright. Yeah, now that anything rides on the line, all of a sudden these guys are really powerful.
Eradicated.
Wow. Yeah, see, this game is so swingy, and that's why.
Obliterated.
You'll get situations where you'll be like, okay, time to fight the boss. I have full health. And then you fight
Perched at the very
one mob,
precipice of
and you
oblivion.
have to run kicking and screaming because all of a sudden you have no health. Like, I might legitimately lose my Slayer, and he went from full to nothing.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Oh, wow.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
All right, let's just
Towering, fierce,
very
terrible,
quickly. Let's just
nightmare-made material.
mark him. Uh-oh. This is when I'm gonna start missing and whiffing all the time, as is tradition. Whoa! Whoa, hey, hey, ho, ho. That was pretty sizable chunk of my health there. That graveyard slash. It was the monster
From
mash.
becoming unwound.
A monster mash. The graveyard slash.
A singular strike.
Uh-oh. The horror. I'm gonna lose my Slayer. Oh wow, he's still alive! Also, we're making great way on the boss. Oh yeah, he's dead. Boss is dead. We got him. We got him. Or not.
Teetering
That I
on
did
the
not
brink,
expect.
facing the abyss.
Oh, he's dead. Heart attack. That's all. That's what I get for trying to swag on the boss instead of killing him.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
Oh, we're in trouble, aren't we? Alright, remember guys, never try to swag on bosses because it's gonna get a lot of your people killed. That boss swagging is a very dangerous behavior.
With no living sinew to actuate them, will these walking bones finally fail?
Yeah, I could have saved my leper by killing him that last turn. I mean, it's not that bad of a loss, but still, I could have prevented that loss.
We dug for months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
Oh, did they wander away?
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Oh, they've gone on a vision quest. Okay. All right, let's look at our stressed people and help them out. All right, now we have a really cool item there. I know there's stuff I can upgrade, I just don't really want to do that. Alright. I also should think about them in there. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Okay. I don't think she... I mean, Hmm. I cannot decide on who I'm bringing as my fourth character. Choices, choices. There we go. Yeah. Bring an alchemist. There we go. I don't really want that item. I really want the Afghan. Well, then in that case... Going to the pet cemetery. No idea if we can actually fight this boss.
I am excited. My expedition to the pet cemetery has started. For months, grave robbers and body snatchers brought strange artifacts and bones to the university's archaeozoological department for identification. This piqued the interest of the faculty, who then insisted we plan an expedition to the source of the antiquities, a graveyard located west of a small hamlet. In haste, I contacted the landowner, before he passed away, who issued a decree granting my dig request. We've only been here a few days, but our initial examinations suggest that the ruins are far older than first imagined. Before leaving the hamlet, a local man begged me to stop digging. He warns that the cemetery is far from dead. From field notes of Professor Adeline Carnarvon, Chair, Archaeozoological Department, Monaco University.
Did she get her acting lessons from Peter Dinklage? I feel like they set us up the moon. That was a very struggled read. A nightmare bush. Why did I do that?
Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
Supposed to burn it? I mean, I can try burning it next time.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Odd. Oh, it's one of these. Okay. Oh, hey now. What is this? Okay. It's okay, it's a puzzle. Okay. I getcha. Haven skeletons. That's kind of cool.
Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
Okay.
Seize
That was
this
a good
momentum. Push on to the task's end.
A charred flower bouquet. Dark creatures. Bloodsuckers and nightmares and unholy. That's really useful. Oh dear. What the? Oh, that's what you need to use the shovel. Okay. Oh, that needs this. Okay, making me backtrack is actually kind of shitty. Like, I already knew what the gimmick of this area was gonna be, but in execution, not very interested so far.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
Not too sold on this so far. Let's hope we find that skeleton mage, though. Oh, what do we get? Monsters. Oh boy.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
Booga booga.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Boom. Oh, so much damage. There you go.
Their
we go.
formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Broken. Interesting. Wait. I need the snake to open that. And... Wait. Oh no, I can't get... Okay, I can't... the owl does open that. Okay. Never mind. We're all good. Oh, you're cool. You're cool looking. Oh, wow. Some of these guys are pretty cool looking. Uh-oh. They're doing poopy things. The weird attack. Damn. They're doing a good job whittling me down. Damn.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. Be wary.
Oh wow.
Triumphant
No
pride
loot
precipitates
whatsoever.
a dizzying fall.
Hunger check. Alright. Skeleton Mage. He's in the back. Alright. Easy. Squeezy, squeezy,
A
lemon
decisive
peasy.
pummeling.
Let's just keep dumping blight on them until they're just driven mad. He uwooed me. That's not fair.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Thankfully, I am able to beat this boss. He's not that powerful. He's healing a lot, and it's annoying, but I can beat it. Because, my main weapon is that I have blight.
Death by inches.
Hey, Flickering Starlight, how's it going? Doing some Darkest Dungeon.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Oh yeah, mission complete. All good. That is all good by me. I do not mind. Phobia. Oh. That's not good. One visibilities marks him. I might have to throw him in the loony bin for that
In
one.
time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Hey. Alright, we now have the claimants. Can't wait to see how these characters. I haven't had the chance to be here. The gate to the pet cemetery has been unlocked. Excellent. Yeah, let's Hire the practitioner, the cultist.
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
Hire all those people. Oh, you don't say. Oh, but on attack, torch -4. That's actually pretty bad. That is much worse than the bonus of having it. You go in the loony bin. Go in there. Do another quote. It's really good. Do that. Actually, what I should be going after is pet capture. Right? Uber's worth getting. Is this party capable of doing that? Yeah. Upgrade your item. That's the boss to fight right now, right? Yeah. To finally get that quest started. Oh, cool. I can bring those with me, too. Interesting. I want to save up on the charred flower bouquets, because that's going to be really handy when I start going into the courtyard and fighting all the vampires there.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
He's gonna run behind his friends. We're gonna try and destroy him. Unless we miss. That's nothing to worry about. Alright, he's gonna use cover me again, and then he's gonna run next round, so I have to get him now. There we go.
Venerated.
I get an item if I kill that guy. So that is quite handy.
Fate is the weapon that cuts on its own. Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Ooh, what'd I get? I got the Arsonist's welding goggles. Ooh, that's really good. That's a really good drop. There's a curio. Darkness.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Don't stun me. Thank you.
Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
Don't stun me. Nope, this is a no stun zone.
The horror. A death by inches.
Not again.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Haunted.
The bulwarks of the mind have fallen.
That do. Gave me... Oh, wow! That's a really good buff. That was a really good buff. I like that. That gave me a lot of extra damage potential.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Woo! Hit me for 10 damage.
Be gone, fiend! This expedition at least promises success.
Oh no.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
Madness. Oh, that's not good.
Returns even the boldest gaze.
Don't release unspeakable horrors upon the human mind. It's not cool.
Quickly the tide turns.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. Another one falls. Eradicated. Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Not sure if that's going to be enough. Oh no, is this the wrong direction? No, it's not.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Uh-oh. Well, I thought this was going to be a
Continue the
clean sweep, but
onslaught.
it's not.
Destroy them
Yep.
all.
Crit damage. With a stun.
Executed with impunity.
Crit damage with a stun.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Oh no. Everyone's crazy except me. Oh, and the steel driver's gonna have a freaking heart attack. By the way. I just noticed how extremely close they are to a heart attack. That's not good. Well, let's just hope that they don't have a heart attack. What? Light defense 100? Excuse me? Squeeze me? Light defense 100? Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit and you know it, game.
Festering fear
Wow.
consumes the mind.
I need a stress heal, but I don't have one. Oh, that was good. Wait, doesn't that just create another dog? Yes, it does. Alright. But that's okay. We got rid of the apprentice. That's okay. Oh boy, 100% light defense. That's just crazy. What gave you the impression I wanted you to go there?
The ground quakes.
That's working so far. Oh no! That's totally gonna kill my person.
Gnawing
Oh no?
uncertainty.
Yeah, no, it will.
The birthplace of dread.
Oh, that'll give me stress, though. Oh yeah, he's 3 stress away from death. That's unfortunate. Oh, 6 stress. That's good. The horror. The horror. Oh, he got stunned, unfortunately.
Injury and despondence set the stage for
Are
heroism
you gonna pass, or
or
no?
cowardice.
Okay. Yeah! Obliterated.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
You survived! Okay,
These
what's this?
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
We are getting out of here. I did not think that we're gonna do that mission without someone dying. I thought for sure the still driver was gonna die. I mean, everyone is kind of gripped by eldritch darkness right now, but
I see something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
so what items did we get? Oh wow, we got the cultist pet too. Okay. Let's look at the harlot. Let's see if we can actually do a bleed build. Have that I've already bought skills for. Not looking like the other one might have died. Oh no, there she is. But her bleed is terrible. Only like 2 points of damage. It's not really worth it.
Elusive, evasive, persistent. Righteous traits for a rogue.
Gonna just have to let them be crazy for a while, unfortunately. These ant eggs? What? Entry. Oh, see, that's a good item. Try and get that. Guess we can try these characters out. See what the we'll see what the couple can do. Claimants. We'll see. Journey to the Sunwood Isles. I seem to remember did they used to make you fight a boss to get here? I don't think so. Eh. Restless conscience.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose. The blood quickens.
Worship the cucumber.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
I still think it's funny that they hold up a cucumber to heal. That's how that works. Okay.
The horror.
Oh, we're already getting horror marked pretty bad. Oh, wow. That's a... There you go. Interesting character.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Yeah, I remember this. Kappas just kind of heal themselves in this game. Kind of why I saved them for last. I think later on they do actually have an attack, it's just they're not doing it right now. I seem to remember they can attack.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Mediocre protection against yokai. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna need a shovel no matter what. Might as well avoid a fight. Two Oni. Oh boy. Oni are hard hitters. They hit hard in this game, so I wanna be very careful. That's right, these guys all count as yokai, don't they? Uh-oh. That's right, that's why I always focus that first.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Oh, that... Oh, okay, I get it. It looks like a better heal than it actually is.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Festering fear consumes the mind.
Oh, misclicked. Meant to click it on that one, but I messed up. That's okay, because they don't have repost anymore. Damn. Damn. There we go. I can't remember if they force a boss in this level or not. I feel like they do. I'd rather have an occultist for healing.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread. As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Hey. Mediocre woodcuts. Doesn't sound like valuable treasure at all. Okay, once again, have to kill that thing at the back, because otherwise it's going to drive me crazy. Oh, I'm getting lucky. Like, I'm getting a horror marked a lot, but I'm not actually getting hit. I don't even think they can actually give me stress. They can just give me more stress bonuses. Still sucks, but could be worse. Oh, there's a crit heal. That does a damage, and then that lets me hit him 6. Okay. Get another one of those
victory,
Amamoris.
but a victory nonetheless.
And I might have to bust out the Amamori against a boss later. I seem to remember there being a boss that is like a big yokai monster that's really hard to fight, so saving up items for that might be useful.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
We tore this group apart.
Back to the pit.
Back to the pit. Let's try to get to the next room and then use our firewood.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Now, rest.
A spark without kindling is a goal
Carve
without
some
hope.
food. And this way, when we do the next segment of the dungeon, it'll be a little easier. Because we can have our salamander turn on overclock. Get ourselves a free trinket. Oh wow, the highwayman's pistol. Oh wow, that's good. Let's take it. That's why I brought her. Alright, and that buffed her. That's all of my...
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
These monsters are gonna annoy me very quickly.
One's limits.
Gong. It does have an attack. I knew it. Maybe they're limited. I like that.
A singular strike.
Oh, we're starting to chunk it down. And then he's gonna heal himself. Oh no!
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
There we go.
Be wary.
We're
Triumphant
even
pride
actually there
precipitates
yet.
a dizzying fall. The light, the promise of safety.
I figured we'd have at least one hallway battle. That makes sense. Ah, these guys are gonna be pretty annoying.
A devastating blow.
Ah, one damage left. Oh, Kumar.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Oh no. Oh no. Man, this is a nail biter. They might actually kill the ringmaster. That would be quite unfortunate if that happens. I'm gonna have to use my turns to heal them.
Inspiration and improvement.
Yeah, she doesn't really actually have any heals of her own.
Another one falls. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Isn't that the truth?
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
Crap,
How
right?
it must
Yeah.
be carried home.
I always think it's weird that they made a gong the trap, and there's like a critter behind it that jumps out at you. Like, I guess I understand the concept. It's just kind of weird that that's what they decided to choose as the like trap. Hello, weird cow thing. Wanna Omamori? Oh wow, he gave me a special... Oh wow. I'm gonna have to like immediately have her go to the crazy place in order to have that solidified. You're able to have some perks like made permanent if you spend the money in the insane asylum. These critters are gonna start leaping at me now. This may or may not be the last
As life
fight of this
ebbs,
dungeon. I am not
terrible vistas
entirely
of
sure.
emptiness
No,
reveal
don't kill the
themselves.
Salamander. Oh, this is bad.
Executed with impunity.
Both of these monsters have stuns. A stun isn't cheap at all, I swear. God, I really love the samurai crab monster, because I know I understand the lore behind it, and that's pretty
Be gone,
interesting that they
fiend.
made that a common enemy. Basically, it's considered good luck to throw back a crab that has a samurai face on its shell. So, as a consequence, samurai shell crabs are, in
A
modern
brilliant
days, very
confluence of
common
skill and purpose.
because all the ones with regular shells got eaten. So,
Well struck.
it's a very, very interesting factoid there.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Here, just like insert your face onto the sword to check if it's good. Hunger check? No hunger check. Battle? Whoa! Whoa! I forgot about that monster! That's so cool! Death Stranding. try to mark myself and see if that helps. What? Okay, I see how it is. This is gonna be a very tough boss. I knew there was a boss in this level, but I didn't know that now would be when I'm fighting him.
Masterfully executed.
Okay, he's not doing that much damage to me, but I don't like that the little gong guy is healing him. Yeah! Alright, that's what we needed to get rid of. How long are you gonna be reposting? You've been reposting for a while now.
A powerful blow.
Uh-oh. We might lose our ringmaster again.
Their cursed champion falls.
That is the second close call we've had this session. Oh my. Got 9 grand, we got some mementos, we got the Thorns Black Obi. We've learned that the claimants are actually really good characters. See, we all know you're just here for the beard cam.
Curiosity, interest, and obsession.
Beard cam.
Mile markers on my road to damnation.
Man, that was a great game last night. I'm glad we could give him a good show. Oh, absolutely. Though, and I'm really okay with like having done the math wrong with the darkness, because I'm of the old guard GM mindset where you're not even supposed to know the health of the monster anyway. So I'm really okay. I'm really okay with it. I was just talking trash. As one does a couple cocktails in, you know. Oh yeah, they last night was a pretty good indicator of that. Dom was behind just because of the sheer amount of bombs and chaos, and Father Jaredy was popping off commands, and I'm going, whoa, there's a lot going on tonight. It's really hectic. Like, I don't blame you, dude. That was hectic. Let's these guys because we found out they're really good. Let's right, I have where's my Paracausalist? I want a Ghostbuster. Where's my Ghostbuster character, damn it? That's what happens when you install like 30 different mods for characters, is you're going, where are all the other characters I want to play? Yeah, that really is luck, isn't it? Because I don't know, part of it is the opinion of just wanting to have fun. Okay, 1 second. I pulled away. That's the way I look at it. Is I'm just kind of there to I'm there to show my channel, to have fun, to drink a little bit, meet other people that like role-playing games. You know, I'm as nice it would be to win every day, it would be very boring. That I thought I just. Oh, that's. Oh, hell yeah. And I think the game show tagline really helps in that. God, it feels like it sometimes. I kid. But in a way, yes, you're right. Because, death just creeps up on you. Of course, the day where I have a -1 stamina character, that's when something's gonna roll 5 damage on me. That's generally how my luck rolls. I know, right? I went out on my terms. Truth be told, I'm eyeing up those legendary items, man. I was a wee bit salty that I didn't get one, but you know, just try again one of these days. Try again. Alrighty, thank you. Thank you for popping around. I appreciate it. As I try to figure out, like, what character do I want to send to certain Doom right now? Ooh. The Rescuer. That way he can go back and forth in the first two lines. Oh wow, everyone's showing up like a lurky turkey today. How's it going, Chris? We're just playing that there Darkest Dungeon and trying to make a little bit of progress against the beasts of darkness. Oh wow, it's starting to offer me level 3s now. This game is called Darkest Dungeon. This is the RPG from, I want to say, 5 or so years back. It's on Steam. Out of curiosity, is it actually on sale right now? It's not. It's but it's $25 on Steam. I say buy the DLC because the DLC makes this game better. But Darkest Dungeon is a great game. I love this game. We haven't even got to the really pretty part yet, which is combat. Combat in this game is really pretty. It's got lots of flashing lights and dark imagery and stuff like that. Dogs are known to a frenzy scent of blood.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
Souls. Oh, and right away the game wants me to go in 2 different directions. Okay, well, this hurts because I'm gonna have to backtrack. Oh man.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Oh, for a second there I thought we got surprised. Okay. So here's the combat system. It's 4v4. These are all like positions. So different attacks hit different parts of the game grid. So I can do stuff like this where I attack a bunch of people at once. I can attack single people with certain attacks. that sort of thing. There are abilities that let you reposition. I really love this game. It's also worth noting that I'm using a lot of modded characters, so your mileage may vary. Okay, so that guy is gonna run away like next turn, so I have to see if I can kill him.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I missed.
Grievous injury. Palpable.
God, this is the
fear.
first fight and I'm already getting pretty destroyed.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
No! Got away.
Press this advantage.
Dang it.
Give them no quarter.
He drops a really good item if you kill him.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Enteric fever. Ew. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good at all. No quarter. Doge. Yeah, and also like the voice acting barks in this game are really good from the Ancestor. Really good voice acting. Oh well, that's just all my health. Don't worry, I'm not mad. I'm not upsetty spaghetti. Oh, I'm getting hit so hard in this fight. I'm using my claimants to heal, which is not an effective use of their abilities.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
That's right, you can heal too.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Ow! Jeez. Some of this damage right now is insane. This was the first fight, right? Yeah. No, it was like the second fight. I can't tell now. All of the pain makes everything blend together. I just try and get as many heals as I can while this fight's ending.
Soothed. Sedated.
What's this? The
These
Corvid
nightmarish
hairpin.
creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
That item sucks. Increases your stress healing, but it also makes you take more damage, or it makes you deal less damage. And the claimants already don't do a lot of damage as it is. So that's a terrible idea. Let's not do that.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Ooh, heirlooms. Excellent.
Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
Curious is the trap maker's art. Okay, well, oh no, we have to fight again. Well, that was to be expected. We may have to abandon this mission because I'm getting hit really hard. But I am not sure yet. I am getting hit for a lot of health. No, they have a heal too. Everyone has a heal apparently.
A powerful blow.
Everyone can possibly heal now.
A momentary abatement.
Life sucks and then you die. Did I say that? There we go, let's do that. Boom,
Masterfully
critical hit.
executed.
Right in the face hole. Hey, we got blood.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
They keep putting fights in my way, I might have to abandon. But I do not seem to keep getting fights put in my way. We'll find out. There are 2 more rooms. The game's kind of finicky about when it does and doesn't put shit in your way. So 90% of rooms, that means we need to do like 3 more rooms. Now, the question is, does that mean 3 more combats? Because if it does mean 3 more combats, we're screwed. Especially because that was our last smattering of food. And I'm expecting at least one more hunger check. So that may or may not have just been certain doom. What? Oh, hi, mini boss. I didn't expect to see you here. Oh, that's not good.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Hark! Oh. You've arrived at the Mountains of Madness. That was poopy. Your meaty butt. Stop doing that. I don't think I have the raw damage potential to actually beat the Mariner. Oh, dude, he's all about repositioning. Oh, man, we're running. Oh, man, we're gonna try again.
This skirmish may be
Yeah,
lost,
we're abandoning.
but the battle may yet be won.
I did not realize that the Mariner was such a beefy, angry boy.
Regroup.
Oh, man.
Reassemble. Evil is timeless, after all.
Not all too bad of a haul, though. I think we ended up making up what we spent. Isn't that bad?
Once, our estate was the envy of this land.
Fortunate.
In the end, every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel.
Oh no. Private box. I'm not sure. Wednesday. What's happening in the world of Wednesday? Oh wow, some nerds are starting a 5e game. Interesting. 3-hour tales. See, my immersion's gonna be broken if it lasts more than 3 hours, though. Oh wow, that item's good. Try and get that item. That's just a complete room battles. Ah, yes, this is the one where they want you to kill a boss. That's right. I can't remember if the Anamozu is weak or strong against anything. I'm gonna laugh. Okay, someone did bother. That's... oh wait, no, that's the Umibozu. I have no idea. Okay, well then let's just assume that I need to bring a lot of crazy-ass damage dealers. I don't even know if bleed is gonna work. So... let's do it. Let's bring Bleed and Blight just in case, and let's see here. What else can we bring for some more damage? I think my Falconer's level 3. Perfect. Okay. If I remember correctly, this one you only fight the monster, right? I'm pretty sure this is the one where you only fight the monster. Yes. Okay. It's basically immune to blight, but bleed does work against it. Okay. Crap. Yeah, I shouldn't have brought the Plague Doctor, but I had to figure it out. Oh no, I forgot I had to bring stuff for the torch. I forgot about that. If I remember correctly, bad stuff happens in the dark with this creature.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Not good. Fish is going after the torch.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
Oh wow, this is already going bad.
Where there is no peril in the task, there can be no glory in its accomplishment.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. I need to bring
Trouble
a
yourself
lot
not
of bleed.
with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
A lot of bleed. I don't think I have that much bleed, though.
She searches where others will not go, and sees what others will not see.
Because gotta bench my flagellant. Yeah, I was not expecting that fight to go so pear-shaped so quickly. I thought with my characters as they were, I had a bit of a better chance, but you live, you learn. Now I'm just scratching my head on how I'm actually going to fight that guy. I would like to beat that boss, but not sure if I actually can right now. Not looking. scratching my head. Oh, there we go. Try that. Let's try just inflicting constant bleed. This force movement. Now he does, but harvest and slice off down. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong way. What's this item? The decapitated daimyo. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's a really useful item. Let's try and get it. Alright, so we've learned that we do actually need torches for this. Because otherwise the stress damage gets really great. You are great! Alright, there's the Onamazu. Gonna Ocean Wave on its first turn. Gonna remind us that stress damage is a thing. If you can please stop resisting. There we go. Damn fish was aiming for the torch.
Impressive.
Alright, we're getting really lucky. We're doing a lot of bleed damage. This is kind of the way that you have to cheese bosses in this game sometimes. Just by abusing DOT and the fact that they get multiple actions a turn, so they take their DOTs really quickly. Because an action is a turn, essentially, in this game. So by giving him a bunch of turns, it allows DOT to be very effective. This is all I basically needed, is I needed a dedicated bleed build.
And now the true test. Hold fast or expire.
That's a mean fish.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
The war-weary Mawashi. Crawl only, increased resist. Oh, wow. That is really good. The Precious Tea Bowl. Oh, okay. Boss battle defeated. And that was also a really easy, quick way to level up my my characters there. That was really good. That was really good.
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
Okay. Alright. There is now safe passage to the Sunward Isles. That's now a dungeon that I'm able to go to kind of at will now. It's weird. They let you do one mission there, then they make you fight a boss, and then all of a sudden you're able to do it again. And speaking of, I'm pretty sure I have the character that can use that item. Right? Oh no, did I not grab him? Oh, that's right, I'm full. Yeah, I wasn't able to grab that character. Oh well. I am not that worried. Oh, that's awful. Also, where's the ring mistress while I'm remembering to do this? I love the really Lovecraftian aesthetic in this game. I really do. The other thing I like is that, for the most part, all of the mods and modded classes really care about preserving the aesthetic. I mean, they're obviously there's shit like the walking fish person that starts to break a little bit of immersion, but for the most part, these are pretty well done. And so now we get Sunward Seals, and those are a special resource that let us build the Sunward Isles specific buildings. And these things are generally worth investing in. Blah, blah, blah. Though they take so many resources that I don't think I'm going to get one anytime soon. Oh man, why are they waving such a good item in my face? That's not fair. Okay. I guess we might as well try and do the Crimson Curse a little bit. We've held off on that for a while, but let's actually start thinking about bringing that out. Let me quickly cheat rampantly by figuring out whether or not bleed is a good idea. I can never remember if I want to use bleed or not. Why am I having such a hard for finding this wiki? There we go. There we go. Oh wow, bleed is actually useful. Alright, that's good to know. How's this crew?
The courtyard and gardens surrounding the manor were once a point of pride for the diligent custodians I employed. Great banquets and lavish social affairs were hosted here under the stars. Despite the expectation of propriety normally ascribed to those in our position, we mocked the stoic melancholy of the moss-covered fountains and cherubic statues, our salacious trysts half hidden in the hedgerows, our morality slipping ever deeper into the mud. Soaked and sinking, these stone terraces and sprawling gardens were the site of long-forgotten revelry and well-remembered regret.
Wait. I think this is the one that I use bandages on. Yes! The blood! The blood! So this is the vampire area where the vampire creatures are. And thankfully, bleeding is particularly effective against these creatures, so I'm going to just run with my bleed build and just kind of do that. Because this is one of those areas where bleed is particularly effective. Oh boy.
Decimated.
Oh, that works too.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Oh, that's right. They don't have finale. So that is not useful.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Stalwart. Not bad.
continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
No quarter.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Blood. The blood. There's power in the blood. Beware the Crimson Curse. So, yeah. The problem with blood-based diseases is if you roll around in diseased blood, you'll gain the vampire curse. And so from now on, that character requires the blood every, like, couple of weeks, or they will starve and die.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Man,
As the fiend falls,
I didn't build my gestures
a faint
correctly.
hope blossoms.
Oh, I remember. Death cookie. Slaughtered.
A handsome reward for a
I thought I would
task
have to
performed.
use, Oh! Silly me. I forgot you were dying horribly. Let's not prod the egg sac. That might not be a good idea. I've heard it's impolite to walk around just poking people's egg sacs. Can you not?
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Yeah, so I actually did not need to bring any torches whatsoever because there's blood light in the courtyard. And it's been a while, so I completely forgot about that mechanic. I need a second. Oh dear. The carrion eaters aren't that big of a problem. The manservant, though, is going to give me problems. Because they too can give me the Crimson Curse.
immortality clarified in a single strike.
Ah, yeah. Death and destruction.
Eradicated. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
They keep lighting me. I love gold. The look of it, the smell of it, the taste of it, the texture. You are another disgusting egg sack, and I don't want to. Wait, question. Can I burn it? Oh, I can just burn it. Oh well. Don't we just go this way? See, if I could have brought my flagellant, that would have been very, very useful. Oh! That quadruple miss. Please don't gather my blood, thank you. Please don't gather the blood. The forces of entropy.
Executed with impunity. A death by inches.
Stop infecting me with vampirism! That's rude! Dang it! All fun and games until someone gives you the Crimson Curse and you hunger for the flesh of man. All fun and games.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Don't I have to fight a boss after this? I'm pretty sure the next fight is a boss. Alright. Hit me, senpai. Here. Here, strange hooded lady. Blood for treasure. Those items are really good. Well, not Z's Charm, not so much, but definitely worth it. All right, now we fight a boss, and I don't have a lot of health, so let's just eat the hunger check.
A hideous mutation. Unnatural and abhorrent.
All right, so look at this thing. It's got 50% stun resist. Now, you might think, oh, well then obviously all I need to do is stun it. Well, no, because it's a little bastard. Okay, so that didn't move him at all. Oh wow, and I can't even hit him. Oh no. So here's the problem. He is lurking where I can't actually hit him, except for like with one character. So he's gonna lurk in the reeds there. Gonna be a bit of a problem. Now the good thing is he's going to make every single check on his
Injury and despondence
bleed, so
set the stage
I'm going to be
for
very limited in my damage dealing.
Or cowardice.
Oh, I got one bleed because it's 50%. It's a very decent chance that I may or may not get bleed.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
So, oh wow, this guy's in trouble. All right, we might lose a few people. Kiss of death. Wonderful. Oh, that's not good. It's about to hit us for a lot of damage. Or miss entirely. Okay, we'll wait a miss there, buddy.
Masterfully executed.
We're doing better than I thought I would. All right, yeah, he's about to come at us again. Apex Predator, 13 damage. Death's Door. You're still nutty. Oh, you're letting me play. Okay, good idea. In that case, just move there. Or is Jester dead? Jester's not dead. Oh, he's back there where I don't want him. Oh, this is tense. Alright. Use his turn to lurk. That's not good, because that gave him some protection. Not too happy about that. Keeps resisting. That's not good. What's happened? good. I needed her there. It's gonna be tense. This has been
A
tense.
decisive
Oh,
bubbling.
I think we actually might slay the crocodilian.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Can you stop missing? We're getting killed. We're getting utterly killed right now. No. Death
Another
blow.
life wasted in the pursuit of glory and gold.
Death blow.
Frustration and fury, more destructive than 100 cannons.
Heart attack. Now we must leave.
You will endure this loss and learn from it.
Them's the dice in the dungeon. Overconfidence is a slow, insidious killer. Alright.
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
Let's see who we're raiding into.
Raid's here. Raid.
Yeah, because that's me for now. Blades in the Dark is someone. Is this like a Darkest Dungeon game? He's got. They're using the stress icon. Hold on. I cannot tell. Well, they're using the stress icon from Darkest Dungeon, so we're raiding these people. All right, let's go give Raktus some love.